Gave you the recording permissions. In case if anyone is missing, let me know. Okay. Right. Okay. So let me record from my side and let me share the screen. Okay. Let me start the machine, guys. Right. Any questions, guys? Any questions? Any doubts? Anyone tried patching SQL Server? Any challenges you faced? No one tried patching SQL Server?
No, sir, I have to do it.
Okay. Right. Okay. So today I'll show you how to remove the patch. Okay. So usually we never remove the patch. Okay. So in very rare situations, we are going to remove the patch. Okay. In what situations we'll remove the patch? First is in case if last patch is unsuccessful. Okay. In case if last patch is unsuccessful or else as discussed yesterday. So in case if your bill numbers are showing different, the object explorer it is showing different bill number, in the table results it is showing different bill number. In that situation, what we have discussed, what is the solution for that? Might be last patch is not successful or partially successful, so you have to remove the last patch, and then you can reinstall the latest patch. Okay, that is the solution, right? So very rare situations you are going to remove the patch. This is one situation what we have discussed now. Okay, so in case if the last patch is not successful, then you can remove that particular patch. Okay, or else another situation is there. Okay, in case after patching, we'll ask application team to check everything is working properly or not. So 99.99% it will work properly, no issues will come. Okay, but very rarely if it is old application, might be sometimes your patches can cause compatibility issues. Okay, each application will support a set of database server versions. Might be imagine as discussed, there are a lot of internal applications will be there, external applications will be there. Okay, internal applications means, you know, right? So for example, if you go to the bank, the software they are using. Okay, that is your internal application. If you go to the bank for loans, they are going to use a separate software. There is an internal application. All regional managers, those who are authorized people to give the loans, they are going to open that application, they are going to access it. So in the same way, every application will have set of SQL Server supported versions. It will connect to those set of supported versions only. Imagine one application can connect to up to SQL Server 2017 CU10, but you have patched your application with your SQL Server application with CU27. In this situation, okay, your application can't connect to the database server after patching. That is called compatibility issue. Every version of application will support a specific version of databases. In case if it is not supporting, that is a compatibility issue. Okay, so usually after patching also 99.99% applications will support. In case if the application is not supporting, if you are getting compatibility issues, then what we can do? What we can do, guys?
Sir, we need to first update Windows Server, sir.
Very good. First we have to update Windows Server, and one more. Any other solution we have?
We need to remove the patch, sir. If the patch is
Apart
failed
from
and
removing the patch, any other solutions we have? So in case if you got application compatibility issue after patching, if application is not connected to the database server, then we have to ask the application team to update their application. Like how we are having updates, in the same way, applications also will have its own updates. Your Avesta antivirus regularly it is going to update. Okay, so in the same way, how database server having updates, in the same way, most of the applications also will have updates. You can ask application team to update their application so that the new version of application might support new versions of databases servers and all. If it is internal application, if very small application, if there are no updates available, then as a final solution, you can remove the patch. Okay, so in case if you got the application compatibility issues after patching the SQL Server, first thing you have to do is you can ask them to update their operating system. If that is not going to work, ask them in case if they have any updates for their application, ask them to update their application. In case if that is also not working, then as a final solution, we are going to remove the patch. Clear, guys? In these two scenarios, usually we are going to remove the patch. One is if lost patch is unsuccessful. Okay, in that situation, we are going to remove the patch. And if application is not compatible, in that situation also, we are going to update we are going to remove the patch. Okay, this is how we are going to remove the patch. Right, so for example, I'm having SQL Server 2016 SP2 CU16. Okay, SP2 CU16 on SQL Server 2016 RTM software. Yesterday, imagine yesterday I just patched with a SP2 CU16, guys. On SQL Server 2016 RTM software, I just applied patches of SP2 CU16. Imagine if I removed CU16, what is the level of the SQL Server now? I just removed CU16. Now, what is the current version of SQL Server?
Same.
RTM.
Let's start with Just I removed CU16. What is the current version of SQL Server 2016?
Sir, same
16 only, sir.
See,
16
16
only,
only.
sir.
Huh? What is that?
Yes, sir.
What is that?
2016 only, sir.
2016 only. It won't change, but I am not asking that one. If you remove the update, what will be the least update you can have on the server? That's what I'm asking.
Last
So
update. 17 means 16, sir.
say for
CU
example,
16.
on 2016, SP2 CU16, if I remove CU16, what is the last update of this SQL Server software 2016?
CU 15, sir. Before that.
CU15. CU15, huh?
For SP2.
SP2, on top of that we have applied, okay? This is RTM software. On top of that we have applied SP2. On top of SP2 we have applied CU16. Now if I remove CU16, what is the patch level of your SQL Server?
SP2.
SP2, sir.
SP2 or SP2 CU15? What is the answer?
SP2 only.
Tell me guys, what is the
CU15,
answer?
sir.
SP2 CU15, huh?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Sir, SP2.
Okay, now tell me guys, if I remove SP2, what is the patch level? SP1 or RTM?
SP1.
SP1.
If you
SP1.
Yes, sir.
But you haven't applied SP1, right? How come you go back to SP1 again?
Then
We don't-
RTM only.
You
We
can
don't know,
change
sir,
your answer
SP1.
sir, like that.
SP1, sir.
Loss, we don't know, sir, install SP1 or not.
See, whether you installed SP1 or not, that is different. In that case, you can verify it. Okay, once you removed it, don't think like it will go to SP1. If SP1 is installed, it will go to SP1. Here also, if you remove CU16, if CU15 is installed, it will go to CU15. If there is no CU15, it will directly go to SP2. If you
Yes, sir.
remove SP2, if there is no SP1 on top of that, it will directly go to RTM. So what is the last patch level? It will go to that particular patch level, guys. Don't think like it will remove in a serial order. Okay, CU16, then CU15. There is no CU15 applied on this server. How can you see CU15 on that? That's why I asked on top of RTM, I applied SP2, on top of SP2, I applied CU16. Now, if I remove CU16, it won't go to CU15. What is the last patch level? SP2, it will directly go to SP2. If you remove SP2 also, what is the last patch level? That is an RTM.
Yeah.
If you applied RTM, okay. Now tell me, if you applied RTM, on top of that, I have applied SP1. On top of that, I have applied SP1 CU10. Okay. On top of that, I have applied SP2. On top of that, I have applied SP2 CU12. Now tell me guys, if I remove CU16, what will be the last patch level?
CU12.
E12.
CU12. If I remove
CU12.
CU12,
SP12.
Then comes to SP2.
SP2. If I remove SP2,
CU10, sir.
CU10. If I remove CU10,
SP1.
SP1.
then finally it will goes to your RTM.
Yeah.
Okay. So serial order, it will be removed in serial order. You cannot remove all updates at a time.
But we cannot escape SP1, sir, before installing SP2.
Not like that. Not like that. You can escape it. Not required as discussed. For example, now today you install SQL Server 2016 RTM software. As a DBA,
that
you
case-
have to wait. As a DBA, you have to make sure your SQL Server 2016 software is up to date. Okay, what we will do after installation, guys? After installation, we will apply whatever latest patches are there. Why? Because every time we don't get downtime, right? Installation itself is a big downtime. Installing SQL Server means that is not yet live. Okay, so you can restart how many times you want. So what we will do before handed over the system to the application or customer, whatever latest patches are there, we'll apply all the latest patches. So now imagine the latest patch is SP3. Now again, why I have to patch with SP1, SP2 and SP3? Directly I'll apply SP3. As discussed, all service packs, all cumulative updates are cumulative packs. One latest pack is enough. No need to install the old packs now. Got it? The latest pack is enough. In that latest pack, you can see all the updates. Again, no
Right.
need to install SP1, SP2, SP1, CU1, SP2, CU2. How many updates you will install then?
Sir, if you want to install SP2, do we need to repatch the SP1
No,
to remove SP1?
tell me your answer. Tell me the answer. What we have discussed now. Tell me.
No,
Is
sir.
it
We
mandatory?
no need to
No.
install
No.
SP2, sir. Directly we can update SP2.
It's not
Because,
mandatory. Okay, the answer is not mandatory. On top of RTM, you can directly patch with SP2, or if SP3 is available, you can directly apply SP3.
Because all the SP1 and SP2 features are available in SP3. sir.
That's it. Those are all cumulative. All service packs and cumulative updates are cumulative. Cumulative means what? The latest pack is enough. No need to say, for example, I have CU16. Do I need to install CU1, CU2, CU3, CU4 up to CU15? Not required.
No, sir.
CU16 is enough. What
No,
is
sir.
the
My doubt
latest
is, sir, now my doubt is now here CU16 is there.
pack?
Now
Okay.
next time we are going to install SP3.
Hmm.
So do we need to remove these
Not
SP1,
required. Not
CU10,
required.
SP2?
Don't remove. Don't remove. No, that is worst practice. Okay. I did not tell like that. Okay. No need to remove any pack while installing any service pack.
Okay.
Okay. Clear, guys? So whatever your pack is there, whatever pack you applied, okay. So when you remove that particular pack, it will go to the last stage. Okay. So last time what you have patched with with what service pack and cumulative update you have patched, it will go to that particular level. Okay, it's not like serial order. If you apply CU16, if you remove CU16, don't think it will go to CU15. If CU15 is applied, then it will go to CU15. If CU15 is not applied, what is the last pack level? It will go to that particular last pack or last patch. Okay, guys, right. So again, removing patching is also removing updates, removing service packs or cumulative updates, whatever it is. Again, removing updates also needs downtime. You have to take the proper approval as the server is going to reboot multiple times. And of course, before removing the pack, we are going to restart the Windows server. Before and after removing the updates, we are going to restart the Windows server. So it's a downtime activity. Whatever precautions we have followed, whatever process we have followed for patching SQL Server, the same way, the same process you have to follow to remove the SQL Server also. All the patching precautions we have already discussed, all the process we have already discussed. Okay, I'm not going to touch those things now. Directly I'm going to remove the pack. Okay, so how can I remove? Open run, type appwidget.cpl. Appwidget.cpl is the shortcut for add or remove programs. Okay, just enter. Now you can go to app add or remove programs. Okay, so now what you can see here, go to view installed updates. If you see here, there are a lot of, yesterday we discussed it, right? Hotfix 3421, hotfix 3421, hotfix 3421. Yesterday we just installed a 3421, right? So now you came to know which one you have to remove. But here I can see three components. Which component I have to remove, guys? Which component hotfix I have to remove?
14.0.10016.
What is that?
Yes, 14.0
Version
0.100.169 version.
This one I have to remove. Huh?
Yes.
no, sir, that is previous one.
Which pack I have to remove in this screen? I can see
3421.10. 3421.10.
yes. Okay. So no need to confuse, guys. Only one main component will be there. Microsoft SQL Server 2017 64-bit. Clearly it is there. The software name. If you go to here, it is showing browser services. If you go to here, it is showing VSS writer, but we are not going to remove the components from these things. If you remove from main software, automatically these updates are going to be removed. Okay, so you have to remove from the main software, Microsoft SQL Server 2017. Clearly, it will, you can see the name Microsoft SQL Server 2017 bracket 64-bit. Don't go for browser or don't go for VSS writer. If you go for browser VSS writer, it's not a mistake. But again, you have to remove separately. Each component you have to remove 3 times. You have to remove. Okay, if you directly remove from the main component, the browser service updates also will be removed and VSS writer updates also will be removed. Okay, so no need to remove separately, just remove the main component. Okay, this is the main component Microsoft SQL 2017 64-bit. Double click on it. Double click means, okay, automatically uninstall will select, or else right click you can choose uninstall. Okay, right click you can choose uninstall, double click also uninstall. Like yesterday how we got the window, in the same way we'll get the, okay, what is that, installation center. We will get the installation center and we have to select next, and you have to finally select a remove. Yesterday we just selected update option right at the end of the screen. Now we have to choose a remove option so that the pack will be removed from your particular instance. And you can, if you want to remove patches from multiple service packs, multiple versions. Okay, if you see here, say for example, if you want to remove, imagine if batch 40 is also installed with your latest level, CU27, right? Yesterday we installed CU27, right? If batch 40 is also installed with CU27, you can select both the instances and you can remove it. Yesterday we haven't installed any updates on batch 40, so you can see batch 40 is not selected here. In case batch 40 is also selected, if you don't want to remove updates from batch 40, only default instance is creating the issues. I don't want to remove on batch 40, uncheck that batch 40, guys. From which instance you want to remove the patch, select that instance only. Other instances no need to choose. But when you can see multiple instances in the screen, same versions, if same versions are there, then you can see multiple instances in the screen. Okay, if different versions are there, those versions are not eligible for this patch, right? So you cannot see those instances as batch 40 and default instance belongs to same version 2017. So you can see here, and of course we haven't patched batch 40 yesterday, so batch 40 is unselected. If you patch with batch 40 also, but you want to remove only default instance, select only the particular instance which you want to remove and you can go to next.
Sir, do we take permission from CAP team, sir?
Everything, whatever discussed yesterday, everything you have to follow.
Yeah, got it, sir.
Process, okay, and approvals, right? And what is that? Precautions. Okay, so everything you have to follow, same as patching. Next, and this is the final screen. You can see remove option. Action is equal to remove patch. You can see here action is equal to remove patch. The command is action is equal to remove patch, and you can remove it. And no need to stop your instance while removing. Instance can be up and running, okay, but you can still remove the patch. I have a question for all of you, okay? Can I patch my SQL Server if my instance is in stopped state?
Yes.
My instance is not up and running, it is in stopped state. Can I patch that stopped instance?
Yes, sir, we can. I think so.
Are you sure?
No, sir.
Sir,
Sir,
we
we
can
already installed the server.
We can do, sir.
You can do.
We cannot.
You cannot do. That is the assignment question for tomorrow. while patching, before patching, stop your instance and check whether you can remove it or not. Okay, so then you came to know the answer, and let me know the answer also. Okay, so tomorrow what you can do, stop the instance before patching and try to patch it, and check whether it is eligible or not. If it is eligible, okay, select the instance and remove patch or install patch, whatever you want, you can do it. And let me know if it is successful. Okay, if it is not successful also, let me know. We'll discuss, okay, whether it is successful or not. Clear, guys? Right? Okay. So if you see here, you get this notification, right? The feature you are trying to use is on a CD-ROM or removable disk that is not available. Insert SQL Server 2017 database engine services disk and click OK. So what it is saying, okay? So sometimes while patching the SQL Server or while removing the SQL Server, usually you will get this kind of notifications. Actually, while patching, okay, or removing, it is going to update files, guys. Some files it will be updated. Okay, so if you see here, install SQL Engine Core INST CPU 64 action. Actually, this file should be there to update, but unfortunately, this file is missing. Somehow, this file is missing from the server. So it is unable to update this file. These errors we can call it as missing MSI and MSP files. So sometimes they will ask you, did you face any errors while patching? Whatever we have discussed yesterday, you can tell all the errors. Once sometime there is no free space in my C drive, I tried patching, but it was failed. Later I came to know there is no free space. So then I asked Windows team to add the free space or to clear some free space. They cleared the free space, and now I'm able to patch the server, and it was successful. Okay, once the computer name and whatever like output selected at server name and the object explorer name is showing different, so the patch is failed, then I fixed the issue. So like this, whatever we have discussed yesterday, you can tell those issues. One thing. Second thing is very common issue is missing MSA MSP files, guys. Okay, when you will get this missing MSA MSP files, actually when you install SQL Server, lot of supported files will be installed. In those supported files, MSA and MSP files also one kind of supported files. Okay, .msi, Microsoft installer files, .msp, Microsoft patch files. Okay, these are all the supported files for SQL Server, .msa and .msp. Okay, apart from these files, you will also see other files like .dlls, dynamic link library files, .rlls, resource link library files, .hta, HTML application files. Okay, so like this different files will be installed. Why? Because software means what? Collection of files only, right? So sometimes when you patch the SQL Server or remove the patching of SQL Server or installing the SQL Server or uninstallation of SQL Server or upgrading the SQL Server, in all these scenarios, might be, it's not guarantee, might be you will get this MSA and MSP errors, guys. Missing MSA and MSP errors. So you can tell them, okay, I got a lot of servers while patching old servers, I got MSA and new servers also you will get it, but old servers you will get regularly. Okay, so some files are going to miss from old servers, right? So you will get it. So in such case, what you have to do to troubleshoot this issue, guys? Microsoft introduced earlier, we have to use one VB script. Using that VB script, you have to find what are the MSA and MSP files are missing, and see missing MSA MSP files will be there in the software only, in the SQL Server, RTM software or service pack, whatever files, it will clearly show you. Okay, right? So here if you see in this scenario, if you see here, okay, the feature you are trying to use is on a CD-ROM or other removable disk that is not available. So it is trying to update. See where it was stopped exactly. It was stopped here. Install SQL Engine Core INST CPU 64 underscore action. This file is not there. That's why it is unable to update the file, and it is searching for the file. It is asking to insert the media. Simply it is asking to insert the SQL Server 2017 software. Okay, so before that, very easy way we can fix this MSA MSP issues. Earlier we have VB script to find out missing MSA and MSP files. Later Microsoft introduced one tool called Fix MSA and MSP tool. Fix MSI MSP tool. You have to download this tool from the Microsoft website, and you have to install it. Very small tool, 2 MB or 3 MB will be there. You can install on the server directly. Like how we have this antivirus scan option. If you select scan for antivirus, it is going to scan all the files, right? In the same way, there also you can see scan option. If you scan that, if you click on that scan option, it will verify whether all files are there or not. If any missing MSA and MSP files are there. In case if any missing MSA MSP files are there, there is one more option called fix all. Fix all. Okay. If you click on that fix all option, automatically it is going to fix all the missing MSA and MSP files. Okay. So very small tool. Fix MS. The tool name itself is Fix MSA and MSP tool. In case if you want to fix manually, how you can fix it? In this scenario, this file is missing, right? So what I'm going to do, actually in the D drive, there is no SQL Server 2017 software. SSMS is there. There is no SQL Server 2017 software. Let me attach SQL Server 2017 software. Okay. So what I'm going to do, let me go to Oracle VirtualBox Manager, settings and storage, SSMS, select SSMS. I'm going to attach my 2017 software. Click OK. Okay, and let me go to the server again. Let me refresh it. Right, now you can see software came, right? So now what you can do, go to this window. Okay, browse. You can directly attach your D drive. Go to D drive. So which file is missing? This file, right? SQL Engine Core INST, right? Go to D drive. In the D drive, I have my SQL Server software. Here, simply type SQL underscore engine. Whatever you can see here, right? Once you type, you can get this file here. SQL Core Engine INST. SQL Core Engine INST. Double click on it. Okay. Click OK. Now the process will continue, guys. Whatever missing files are there, I just gave those missing files. Automatically, it will copy the missing files and it is going to continue the process. This is how we are going to fix missing MSA and MSP tool. Missing MSA MSP files. Or else it is like for only one file or two files. Okay.